Hi guys, Wheelie here. Let's talk about half double crochet. You're creating something beautiful with stripes or in rounds. You're changing colors. You attach your new yarn. And before you can half double crochet, you have to chain. Do you chain two and use that as your first stitch? It's a valid choice. Let's see how it looks. I'm going to be picky. There's definitely a gap, and the difference between the normal half double crochets and the chain two is noticeable. I'll ask my resident non-crocheter. Mum, can you see this seam?
Yes!
So even someone who doesn't crochet will notice that. Apparently from the next room. I think we can do better. Instead of slip stitching the yarn into place, pull up a loop. Instead of chaining two, chain one and half double crochet into the first space. Let's have a look. I like this better. If I'm not changing my yarn, this is my preferred method. I can see the knot where I pulled up a loop, but I'll pull that out of the way when I weave in the tail. The first stitch in each round is noticeable and overcrowded and veering off to the right, so I'd need to do something about that. I'm not going to ask my resident non-crocheter. Let's just assume she wouldn't notice this one, because it's never a good idea to interrupt someone to talk about crochet seams when they're making your dinner. Not twice anyway. Besides, I still think we can do better. Don't attach your yarn to your project. Instead, put a slip knot on your hook. We're going to work a standing half double crochet, and this stitch will attach your yarn as well as being your first stitch in the row. When the slip knot is on your hook, tighten the knot itself up, but the loop on the hook doesn't have to be any tighter or looser than it normally is. The loop on the hook is going to be the top of the stitch. Yarn over on the hook. You can see that I'm holding onto the tail. You can also pop your finger on the hook. Either of those will stop the yarn from slipping around on your hook and losing that yarn over. Insert your hook where you would like to make your first stitch. You can work a standing half double crochet anywhere that you would normally make a crochet stitch. For instance, chain spaces are fine, but today I just need to work into one of these much abused stitches from the round below. So I'm going to insert my hook into the top of the stitch and I'm going to go under both loops. Like that. I have two loops on my hook and the knot is just sitting there slightly to the right. I can pop my finger back on top of that to hold it in place while I yarn over and pull up a loop. Now I have three loops on my hook. At this point, use the middle finger of your left hand to hold the tail in place, which gives a little bit of tension and makes it easier to yarn over and pull through all three of those loops. And that's a standing half double crochet. From the front, it looks like a half double crochet. From the top, it even has that classic little V shape of a crochet stitch, but it also has this little knot at the end of it. A bit of clever weaving in will handle that, and you'll be able to work rows without the gap you'd get from a chain standing in for a stitch, without an over full stitch from chaining one to get up to height. It'll be half double crochet the whole way along. Hang around, I've got something super useful to tell you about standing stitches. I'm going to run up a bit more of this because I've frogged it so many times now, I want to have something to show for it. So I'm showing you this random scarf because it illustrates the three things I want you to know about standing stitches before you leave the video. When I finish with this, I'll show you the glove from the demo. If you've made it this far, please click the like button. I would love to know that you've enjoyed the video. So, random scarf. It's an infinity scarf that I'm working on. It's a combo of puff stitches and a bit of camel half double crochet. And the three things you can learn by looking at it are: 1. There are lots of different standing stitches. Most crochet stitches have a standing variant. This scarf uses a standing puff stitch to begin each round of puff, and that's why you can't tell that you're looking at part of the seam right now. 2. When you're using standing stitches in the round, you don't need to, and possibly shouldn't, keep your starting stitches all in a line. You can spread them out a bit. The small differences between a standing stitch and a normal stitch, and the points where you weave in your tails or slip stitch, are even less noticeable when they're not all in a row. 3. You don't need to work your standing stitches only into the top of a standard stitch or into a chain space. You don't even have to go into two loops. You can work into the back loop or the front loop, or you can camel stitch. I've done that with this scarf and it gives such a neat round of camel stitch. Alright, I'll show you the finished demo project now and you can head off into YouTube land. I hope I see you again sometime. I have frogged this 3 times. I'm over it and I'm bringing back sweatbands. Bye guys. I don't mind that, though I'd have to make a second one.